Hi, Leon. Here we are again.
Hi, Sonja.
I had such a fun time last time we got together, and I'm sure we're going to have another fun session going forward
Yeah,
on this.
I'm starting to look forward to these weekly recordings and the way we do it. I think I agree. It's fun. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, it's fun discussing something that we love doing. And I think that's really where this fun party starts. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to leave it to kick off for you to kick off today. Where do you want to
Well,
kick off?
there's a whole lot of things that I can throw in the pot to start off with, but it might be too much for just for an intro. An interesting perspective I had watching this now, the second episode, which is quite a packed episode. There's quite a lot of themes developing in this one, which will take us, some of them will take us right through, some of them will have a short curve. But some of the themes I've just dotted down, I've dotted down 14. I won't mention all 14 now.
Wow.
But I think the systemic cause of Leila's fear of water gets revealed in this episode. So that's worthwhile spending a bit of time on it. Constellation as a spiritual practice, which raises the question, I think, in the audience, what is a spiritual practice as opposed to what is a religious practice? Is there a difference? And can we as facilitators perhaps say a few words about what we think is the difference between the two? So that's just to start with. Then there's also in this episode the whole issue of a blind presentation. I don't know exactly what you call it, but the person is nominated, but he doesn't declare what he represents in the field. So that's an interesting theme. And then also very interesting for me to notice is how the representatives, even though they're representing something for the client, they also benefit from representing because what they're experiencing also reflects on something in their lives. So those are kind of some of the themes that just popped in. But there's more later.
Yeah, so this is very, very rich. And so the question is, what is family constellation? What is this work? And why do we do this work? And Zamat says, what we aim to do is expand the origin family. So what does that mean? So in Western therapies, in Western coaching, we work on the individual. And when there is a trauma, most individuals can't remember even in this body. And where this work goes, it says, what if there is something in you that is from the expanded family, which is from the family system? And there's a consciousness, a collective consciousness in the family system. And that's really what he is talking about. So now, if we look about religious consciousness, or not religious consciousness, spiritual consciousness, religion is very much about what is my path with God. And no matter what religion is, I want to develop a relationship with God. And the spiritual context here is it expands that. There is something beyond. It is not just about my relationship with God. It is about the collective. It is bigger than me, to start off with. And I love to see this work as my spiritual growth path, because so many of my questions when I was a child get answered in this work. And I will go into some of the questions that are answered as we go along. But so, yes, for me, this has become my spiritual path because of the wisdom in this work. And that is why I also want to highlight the wisdom that comes in the work when we get to the certain points where that is being highlighted. Like, there are no coincidences, which we see when you just mentioned that somebody representing, and the couple that were representing in Layla's constellation, well, the ex-boyfriend and ex-girlfriend, that had a lot of tension between them, how this tension actually became so emerged in this constellation, and how perfect it was for Layla's constellation. Two completely different paths, but the same, but a massive healing for everybody concerned. So, and that is, I think, is understanding that there is something beyond us. And then, as Zamat says, our aim is to get to the bottom of our current problems. So there needs to be a recognition that the problem is not just mine, that there is a problem that is pre my existence, that there is something, that there was a suffering in the world before I came into the world. And that suffering I am now part of because of those people that I owe my life to. So it is not just their suffering that comes through, it is also their strengths. It is also whatever they've experienced and survived. So it's not, we're not just looking at the suffering, but we deal with this work in healing that which causes us not to have a good flow in life and not to be aligned. And I think that's another spiritual concept that we bring out there. I need to be aligned. I need to be aligned in mind, body, and soul. And I remember when I started this work, Bert Hellinger used to call it moving with the soul, moving with the essence of the soul. So there's a lot of questions that we can look around there. But our troubles and some of our painful endless spirals actually are long before us. The good ones as well as the not so good ones. So we shouldn't just forget the strengths that we can be grateful for, that we also have had in our systems so that we can survive. And through all that, be able to get much more in touch with our feelings and our deeper emotions. And I think this is where it really catches us, because in our Western society, we have so learned to disregard our feelings and our emotions, because especially for men, but also for women who are in careers, when you have feelings and emotions, you are considered not to be on top of it. You are considered not to have clear vision. And this is beautiful work of us connecting ourselves back into our body. And this is my perception. I may be wrong, but for me, religion does not connect me back in the body. Yes, I love going to church. I really love the atmosphere, and I feel that deep in my body. But for me, the key is moving back into the body, allowing my body to experience the pain, because only when I experience the pain and I can move through the pain can I grow as a human. So there's a lot of self-growth in this work as well. I think I want to invite the viewers to leave their comments, ask questions, and then we can maybe get to those questions at some time. We can do a Q&A on the questions that the viewers leave for us. I think I'd be excited about that. And then, thank you for being here with me again today, Leon.
Thank you.
It's so positive because we come from such different points of view, and so I really, really appreciate this time with you. Again, I've
Thank you.
thoroughly enjoyed it. Awesome.
Thank you. Looking forward to our next time. Thank you.
Absolutely.